right, guys, welcome back to yet another edition of Native MMA Radio. Well, I still have you guys here. Let me tell you guys, listen, like and subscribe this shit, Facebook, YouTube. Also, I have my man Aldrich Warner right here. He could be right here. I really don't know. He's right here somewhere. But I got him from the Fight Dialogue. I super appreciate this, man. Go like their stuff. Facebook, Instagram, everything. They also have a Patreon page. It's patreon.com/TFD1. Check that out. It's like $1 a month. Great content that they put on there for you guys. Him and Tim. Tim is what, a brown belt in jiu-jitsu?
Yes, he is.
They go through a lot of step-by-step instructional stuff. I love it. You guys need to check it out too. I got my man back with me because the UFC has blessed us with another Wednesday card. This time super early. Like I said, I think 6 in the morning. The main event was supposed to be Leon Rocky Edwards versus Kazmat Shemaev, and that was an interesting matchup. Unfortunately, because of COVID coming down on Kazmat, we have now switched the main event to a welterweight showdown between Michael Chiesa and Neil Magny. I'm really interested to see this matchup. In my opinion, Magny has been on a tear lately. Ever since he got popped for PEDs about 2 years ago, he did his whole suspension. Ever since he's came back from his suspension, he's looked phenomenal.
Yeah, he has. After that situation, I heard from people close to him say he never did, but since he's came back, he has been on a tear. He's beaten the likes of Ling Ji Liang,
who just had a beautiful fight, obviously last week.
Anthony Rocco Martin, and then as of recent, he took out Robbie Lawler as well too. So he's building up quite a resume, and he has the most wins at welterweight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, and what he has been able to do and the names he's been able to do it to really listen, welterweight is super deep. You have to do a lot to really make a huge impression in this division. He's won 3 in a row. This will be 4 in a row if he's able to get past Michael. I believe that would be the third most in the welterweight division outside of the champion and then Leon Rocky Edwards.
Yeah.
It's hard to deny the Haitian sensation his due. Maybe not a title shot, but definitely a top name if he wins this fight.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Definitely deserves someone in the top 5.
Yeah, we will get into that fight a little later. Let's go to the beginning of the card like normal. We have Victoria Leonard versus Amana Fiorot. You and I talked about Amana earlier. She's from France. This is her UFC debut. We don't know a ton about her, obviously, of either one of these girls. We've only seen Victoria one time in the UFC. She won that very first Octagon appearance. But Fiorot, what I have seen of her, because I have had to check her out a little bit, she has phenomenal hand speed. She's 5'7", which is a little taller for that flyweight division, and she's definitely somebody who at one point I feel like could challenge the upper echelon of that division. Maybe not a Valentina Shevchenko, but I definitely think she can give strikers like Macy Barber one day a run for her money.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, I haven't had a chance to check her out, but when you told me, I made sure I check her resume. I'm looking forward to seeing her fight and see what she does. France has a lot of people coming out and fighting.
Yeah, so it's huge for them right now. Obviously, being able to legalize MMA, there would be an MMA event there soon enough. It probably would have been there this year had not been for the pandemic, last year. But it could be this year as well.
Oh yeah, I believe they did have one last year. I believe Bellator was the first to.
Bellator, you are correct.
Bellator was the first to have one, but to have
Johnson knocked out their guy, Czech Congo.
Oh yeah. So when of course everything calms down, looking forward to having an event in France and a live crowd. That'll be insane. So shout out to France.
Yeah, shout out to France. Shout out to Waleed, who's over there in France. He's not really French, but I still like to call him French every once in a while. He doesn't really like it. Umar Nurmagomedov versus Sergey Morozov. You and I seen Umar with the PFL. If you guys don't know, me and Aldrich have covered the PFL before together. We've been all over the world doing this shit, Aldrich.
Yeah, that's how we actually met.
Yeah, legitimately. They sat us next to each other at the PFL, and it's been magic ever since.
For sure, man.
We got to get Tim out here for the PFL this coming up season. This season is going to be in a bubble inside Vegas. I'm super excited about that. We're going to get some credentials, go enjoy some fights.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to the COVID test though. But anyways, does that
Oh,
do it?
I am not looking forward. Listen, just give me the vaccine, okay? Fuck sticking that shit up my nose. I'm cool with a shot. Listen, and if anything happens to me in a couple years and like I die, my son get rich. So I'm cool. Mike
Yeah, but
Davis is coming back from a long layoff. He's dealt with a lot. I mean, the dude got COVID. He got hit by a car driving his motorcycle, all kinds of
damn.
shit. So super glad to just even see this guy to be able to make the walk again. Super interested to see what he's able to do. He's lost twice in the UFC to just completely phenomenal fighters. So uh, uh, Gilbert Burns, I believe he lost you on short notice to Gilbert Burns, as we know, is the welterweight #1 contender. Obviously used to be a lightweight. I'm sure the lightweights are glad that he decided to go up. But Mike Beast Boy Davis, man, I'm super excited to see this going up against the undefeated Mason Jones, though. This 155-pound division is super, super deep.
Yeah, guys, I totally agree. I'm glad Mike Davis is coming back. It seems like a lot of these fighters have been involved in a lot of motorcycle accidents. Sean Strickland was one of them, and so good to see you guys coming back. Mason Jones, as I was telling you, you guys, he's from he is of Wales, so like Jack Shore.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, he was the lightweight champion and welterweight championship in Cage Warriors. If you guys don't know what Cage Warriors is, big MMA promotion over in the UK. It's on Fight
That's where
Pass.
Conor McGregor came from.
Yo, a lot of guys: Conor McGregor, Jack
Darren
Shore,
Till.
Darren Stewart.
I believe also long time ago, Michael Bisping used to be their light heavyweight champion.
Yes, that is correct. I
They've been
read that.
around for a while.
Yeah, I read that in Michael Bisping's book, by the way. Very good book. I had finished
Shout
reading it.
out. Amazon that shit.
Yeah. So Mason Jones is a good fighter. His UFC debut, I'm looking forward to that fight.
100%. I'll have to watch him. Francisco Figueiredo, you might know his big brother, Davison Figueiredo. He has really taken that flyweight division by storm. Going against Jerome Rivera, the Renegade. I'm excited for this one, man. Jerome Rivera is a stud. Obviously lost his last fight to Tyson Nam, though. But Tyson Nam looked very good in that fight.
Yeah, definitely. First of all, Figueroa, Francisco, and his brother got the same exact face, which is very creepy. Um, I have a thing, okay? If your siblings, you guys have the same exact face, it's disturbing to me. No disrespect, but it's just disturbing.
You're hella
Um,
fucking weird, all right? Listen,
yeah.
somewhere down the line there was some cousin fucking.
So I'm curious to see how he does. Of course, he is in a way. We have a lot of siblings coming in MMA. We had the Pettis brothers, the Diaz brothers, many. So this is another duo. Of course, his brother
Shevchenko girls.
the Shevchenko sisters. So of course, when it comes to siblings, there's always that one sibling that gets the star power, and his brother having to be the champion of the division. So of course, he's gonna have a lot of expectations, like what do you like, and everything like that. So, and he does have a tough opponent in Jerome Rivera, who's also great on the ground.
My thing is obviously his brother's phenomenal. They're in the same division though. Like, could we possibly see these two fight each other for the belt one day down the road? Like, what happens if Francisco gets on a crazy winning streak? Like, are we going to see him versus Davison?
Possibly not. I feel like by the time that happens, I know a lot of brothers don't want to face each other. I feel like maybe depends how his career goes.
Fuck
I think
that.
maybe
I will fight both my brothers in the UFC right now. All right.
I mean, Davidson is big for that division. He might move up to 135 in a year or two.
And for the record, I'd fuck them both up. Okay, I just want to point that out. I could see Davison moving up, man. He's a big guy. That weight cut's got to be a lot for him going down to 25. You've seen it was an issue before in the past. Obviously, the first time he beat, what the fuck I was drawing a blank for? First time he beat Benavidez was a non-title match for him because he missed weight. It's been a problem for him. 35 is obviously a much easier fight for him. There's great matchups at 35 for him as well. I honestly, unfortunately for everybody in 35 division, like you and I have talked about before, I think TJ Dillashaw is going to come back and hold that title for a while. A pissed off TJ is the worst thing possible.
Very true. Very, very
That's a
true. And
determined
plus,
man.
that is a determined man. But of course, 135 is stacked as one of the high profile divisions right now. So there's a lot
Yeah,
of killers in that division, especially in that top five, especially Rob Font joining the top five as well. So,
some killers.
super fight. Of course, making a nigga super fight champion versus champion. I mean, of course, but yeah.
Dolce champion taking on Marcus Perez, the Joker of the UFC. I'm excited for this one, man. These two really go at it. Marcus Perez always puts on a great show. Dulce champion, 1-1 since joining the UFC. But let me tell you what, this dude is legit. He is like, do you know how like they have the crazy characters at the end of the video games, where like the crazy boss? That's Dulce
Mhm.
champion.
He does have that face. He does have that boss, the
That dude
evil
is
boss face.
like, listen, if I seen that dude down an alley, I'm gonna give him my keys and my wallet and just go the other way.
Mm. I want to say, listen, bro, you and I met Francis Ngannou in person and stood next to this man. I mean,
That listen, bro, I had to tell him to get his dick off my forehead. He is so fucking big. He was sitting down when I first went over and approached him. He was maybe like he could practically look me in the eye. I'm 6 foot, bro. Like I'm not a short guy. And he's just so big. I was like, fuck, man. And like his arms, massive.
yo, that's
If
just
you
crazy,
have
man.
not checked out the Fight Dialogues Francis Ngannou interview, I suggest checking that out on their YouTube page. Great interview that Aldrich did with Mr. Francis Ngannou.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, that was one of the big interviews, and the dude's intimidating even more over a computer screen.
It'd be like that sometimes.
But
Uh,
man, but
Go ahead.
but Dolce champion, he's a testament to the UFC African fighters.
Huge wave
Usman
of guys coming over.
for Africa. Usman being the first African champion, and then Izzy following up, and now Francis competing again for a title. So it's showing that the African market, the UFC that they did dive into, is showing a testament that these guys are legit, and he's one of the forefront people as well.
I'm gonna mess up these guys' names. I'm sorry ahead of
So,
time. Let's go ahead and fucking try this.
so
Su Muda Erjic. He is 13-3. He is a flyweight. He has fought in the UFC 3 times. He has won 2 and lost 1. He beat Andre Shukuntaw, another guy. He also lost to Luis Smolka. Now, I don't fucking even know how to begin to say homeboy's name. Zirika Adeshev. Listen, Waleed right now is sitting at home like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Fucking up my homies' names. I'm sorry, Waleed. This is why we have you, bro, so you can help us with this shit. Homeboy's 3-2. He's fought once in the UFC. He lost to Tyson Nam, who obviously is on the card later on.
Wow, Tyson then got two victors on the card.
That's about all I got for that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've never seen either one of these guys fight, so curious to see how they look. We'll do some research, of course.
Oh, for sure, 100%. I gotta check these guys out some more. Flyweights, especially with everything that happened like a year or two ago, I feel like there's been such a turnover and fluctuation of guys have left and came back. It's been crazy.
hmm
In the bantamweight division, Ricky Simone is taking on Gaetano Poriello. Ricky Simone has looked phenomenal since joining the UFC. He's lost to only top guys, Rob Font, Uriah Faber, and Faber caught him. You know what I mean? Faber looked really well in that fight. I honestly thought Ricky Simone was going to win that fight coming into it. What he
hmm
was able to do against Ronnie Yaya at the time was super impressive to me because a lot of people weren't taking that Ronnie Yaya fight. Ronnie Yaya has a
Yeah.
dangerous style, and a lot of guys stay away from him. Obviously, Ricky Simone was not scared of that at all. Now he's taking on another unknown in Giantano Pariello, who is making his UFC debut. 15-5-1 is his record. I'm interested to see this one. Obviously, there's a reason why he's this high in the card and debuting as well against a name like this. This guy is no slouch.
Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing Gitiano. I hope I said Gitano. Damn, I messed up your name, brother. I'm sorry. Don't hit me. Ricky Simone, like you said, definitely one of those upcoming bantamweights. He's lost to the best for the best. So he hasn't lost any slouches. He's definitely one of those contenders, make a name for himself. I know originally wasn't he supposed to fight? I think was it Cody Stamen, if I'm
Yes,
not
it was Cody Stamann.
mistaken. But Ricky had issues, and I guess he had inconclusive COVID tests or something like that, or something along those ways. It was COVID related between either him or Cody. I'm not sure, but
You got to figure it out though.
yeah, you got to figure it out, and he's on Fight Island, so
That's all that matters. Now,
yeah.
let me ask you a question. Would
hmm
you rather, if you were a U.S. based fighter, would you
hmm
rather stay in the United States and fight in Vegas at the Apex, or would you rather go Mortal Kombat style in the fucking Abu Dhabi?
I'm going Mortal Kombat style Abu Dhabi. I
See, I've
mean,
had a couple guys say they don't want to do it. I've had guys say that they're not really that interested in the fucking 16-hour flight and all the bullshit that goes along. Like you have to stay there for about 3 weeks.
yeah, I mean, I see both sides, like, people like Kevin Holland, other people's like, I'd rather stay Vegas based and all that stuff. I get it. It's in the
Mhm.
US, not a long flight. I mean, many people, us from the East Coast, would rather take a 5 hour flight than a 60-hour flight. I know for a fact, if I'm a US based fighter, I'm on a flight, listen, the amount of stretch I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be irritated. I ain't never been on an airplane that damn long. But for me, it's a
I can't
different
sit
side of the
down that
world.
long.
Same, same. My thing is though, of course, traveling across the other side of the world, seeing the country. Abu Dhabi is a freaking beautiful
Dude,
city,
that
beautiful
W
like
Hotel. Oh my god.
the W Hotel. Listen, just to clarify and no disrespect, you put me and Amanda Hebus in the same vicinity, I'm going to fold. I'm going to fold. I will
Bro,
fold.
I feel you.
I will fold.
I ain't even mad at it. Listen, I'm still waiting for Betcha Koya to call me back. All right. She's fucking up. She knows I love her. That's my girl. Betcha, come home. Oh, she gonna kill me later. Amari
Oh,
Akhmedov, man, taking on Tom Breeze in this one. Akhmedov has looked very well, only losing to Chris Weidman in his last 5 fights. He had a draw against Marvin Vittori, who you seen a couple weeks ago, looked great against Jack Hermanson.
yeah.
I'm excited for this one, man. Tom Breeze also very good. He's only lost twice in his career, obviously in the
hmm
UFC to a guy who you talked about earlier, Sean Strickland and Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen, beast though, beast. Except for last week. We won't talk about that though. All right. But Omari Akhmedov, Tom Breeze, great middleweight matchup. This is a very fan-friendly fight. I feel like these two have the type of style where it's going to be a 15-minute war. I don't think
Yeah.
that either one has enough power to knock out the other one because the other one, they both have such great chins. Nothing to do against their knockout power. It's just they're so resilient.
Oh yeah, for sure. Both men are great fighters. We've seen them. Tom Breeze, Animal, Mari Akhmedov, definitely Animal as well too. Met him in person. Because PFL had a lot of Dagestan guys over there. Very intimidating guy. He has a strong jawline. I don't know what the hell y'all Dagestan fighters got a strong ass jawline. It's weird. It's just yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes, bro.
They really do. Sorry, like you guys are wondering what's wrong. It's just certain things about certain facial features that make you like, why the hell are y'all facial features just so damn detailed?
That's why we love you. Now, in the featherweight matchup, Leon Murphy, the Miracle, is taking on Carl or Douglas Silva de Andrade. Obviously, we just seen de Andrade against Renan Barao. I'm excited about this matchup. I feel like these two really, again, fan-friendly style, high pace. If you look at the output that Douglas de Silva has per minute, it's almost 4 strikes landed per minute. Also, though, on the flip side, he absorbs about 4 strikes. So he could throw it and he's going to take it. Both of these guys, neither one of them are going to be looking for a takedown. So for you guys who were upset at the fight last week where it went to the ground, I don't think you're going to have to worry about it too much with this one. Leron Murray, though, I want to talk about this guy for a second. He beat Ricardo Ramos. Now,
Mhm.
Ricardo Ramos is somebody we've had on our show before and have been super excited to talk about for a while. what Leon Murray was able to do against him was phenomenal. It was a complete one-sided fight. He beat him and knocked him out in the first round. I'm excited to see what he's able to do. Zabari Turkmanov, obviously, too, took him to a draw. I really feel like this kid is special.
Yeah, man, I've seen him fight. I haven't seen Douglas fight, but I've seen him fight. He's a prominent prospect that's
Yeah,
making his way. And the names you just named and how he is, he's definitely one of those guys to look out for. And one thing I love about Native MMA, they definitely, you guys know about these upcoming fighters. You make us watch and pay attention to it. So you guys
try
will
to.
know. You guys want to know about upcoming fighters? This is the place to be. I'm telling you, you're sleeping on them. You're sleeping on
Listen,
them.
we just had a native girl making her UFC, or she's not making her UFC, she's making her LFA debut. The interview went massive. I believe it hit over 1,000 views within like 24 hours. Just crazy, man. Being a native girl at that, I was just even more excited just to be able to show my people, and just not even just my people, but fighters in general from the native background. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, man. Shout out to you guys. Definitely looking forward to checking the interview out and also watching her fight.
Hell yeah. Matt Schnell versus Tyson Nam. The MTV's very own Matt Schnell, man. We were just talking about Danger Schnell. Oh, fuck. What was the name of that show? Let me look this up.
What was that show?
They were like in Caged. That's what it was.
Caged.
So, yeah, Matt Schnell was like a young 18-year-old kid in Cage, man. And it's crazy to be able to look at him now. Obviously, he's like a fucking 15 fight veteran in the UFC. He's fought everybody. He beat Luis Smolka. He's beaten Joey Beltran, Joey Espinoza. He lost to Pantoja. Obviously, Pantoja's no slouch, though. And
Yeah.
another guy. Both of these guys have a very fast style. Tyson Nam is the type of fighter who lives and dies on his sword. Either he's going to knock you out or you're going to knock him out. And I love that type of shit. It's the Hawaiians, man.
Yeah, don't piss him off. Hope y'all learn from Saturday. Don't do it.
No, definitely
But
don't want to do
this
that.
this is gonna be a high octane fight. So definitely want to see that. Definitely it could be a possible fight of the night right here. So you make sure you guys keep a lookout for that one.
Roxanne Modafferi taking on Vivian Aroja in the flyweight division. Obviously, we know that Roxanne Modafferi has an advantage on the ground if she takes anyone down. The one person who I feel like gives her the biggest problems when it comes to going on the ground is Vivian Arroyo. She has made people who are very good on the ground. Look at what she did to Montana De La Rosa. Montana De La Rosa is a high level wrestler. Okay,
Hmm.
she was able to beat her on the ground, no problem. I think Viviana Arroyo is the future of this flyweight division. I think that you could put her up against top flight girls, and she is going to look very, very good. She only lost to Jessica I by decision
Yeah,
and scored 2 takedowns in that fight.
yeah, that was her only loss. This is a great fight. Like you said, she made Montel De La Rosa look on the ground. She's very a high paced striker. So of course, Modafferi, her striking is not her strong suit.
Yeah.
Like you said, on the ground, you saw what she did to Macy Barber. Even though,
Mhm.
yes, Macy Barber suffered a leg injury. We know this, but she did her thing. Look what she did to Andrea Lee in
Same
their
thing.
second meeting, same thing. So this woman is amazing on the ground. So Vianney does have a tough test, but Modafferi needs to get this to the ground quickly and dominate because you standing long in that striking department, and Viviani is strong. She's fast as hell too. So it's gonna be interesting.
Biggest advantage Viviana has absolutely nothing to do with fight games. It's not really an advantage. I'm just going to point this one out. Roxanne Modafferi has never won back-to-back UFC fights. She unfortunately won her last fight.
Mm.
So there's that. We got Ike Villanueva against Vinicius Moreira. Ike Villanueva still looking for that very first UFC win. The man had paid his dues to get here. He got some tough matchups right away. Chase Sherman, Jordan Wright in the light heavyweight division. He really has really got the shit end of the stick when it comes to matchups. You could say the same thing for his opponent, who also got the shit into the stick when it came to opponents.
Mhm.
Alonzo Minifield, Eric Anders, and Paul Craig. I mean, those none of those guys that we just mentioned are slouches. So
Exactly.
I feel like these two finally get an opportunity to showcase their talent because they're not going up against quite killers, and they're able to really, I feel like we're going to have the best performance by both of them that we've seen since they've joined the UFC. I like
Mhm.
Ike Villanueva in this one. I feel like he needs a victory more, not having a victory in the UFC. Even though if Moreno loses, it would be his fourth in a row. I don't think they would cut him just based on who he's fought.
Yeah, for sure. It's not easy. I mean, some people when you get in the UFC, you get some decent opponents. Some you may get tough as hell. Those names you name, Paul Craig, Menifield, those are some tough dudes. So I
Yeah.
mean, you win some, you lose some. So it's gonna be a dogfight for both of these men.
This one is a quiet contender for fight of the night. I feel like these two could go out there and put on a slugfest. In the co-main event this evening, we have Warley Alvarez versus Morner Lazet. Lazet is from Abu Dhabi. This dude's output is ridiculous. Over six total strikes landed per minute, significant strikes landed per minute, 55% striking accuracy, and he's got a 4 takedown average over 15 minutes, and his takedown is 100%. He gets every single takedown he attempts.
Oh wow, that is. I mean, we seen this guy fight on the last fight, and he made a statement. Then he had a bonus too as well. But
Yeah, fight of the night with Al Rock Hazul Azan.
yeah, that was a crazy fight. I remember it too. That was insane. And every takedown he gets, this is gonna be a nice fight. Of course, he's home, so this is
Yes,
home, and plus there are fans there
fans
too as
there.
well. So he's definitely gonna put on a show in front of his home crowd, and plus, most like his family's gonna be there.
I also think having the fans there is going to help out that Vinicius Moreno Ike Villanueva fight. I feel like those two are the type fighters where they need that energy. You know what I mean? It was crazy a little bit. I believe you mentioned it. Hearing the fans on Saturday, it was something that
Yeah.
I wasn't quite used to. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, it was weird having the fans again. Like MMA is one of those sports like we don't need the fans. Like it's good
No,
without the fans, but we need the fans. You feel me?
I honestly didn't realize how good it was without the fans. I thought this was going
Yeah,
to be really weird, and then they were able to make it work, man. I enjoyed it.
yeah, I enjoyed it too. You heard the chants and everything like that through the crowd, the
Hmm.
reactions, so it was nice.
Yeah, not too crazy. So obviously they were able to control, like COVID issues, problems like that. Everything was real subtle.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. So I can't wait to hear more
Now,
fans again.
welterweight main event: Michael the Maverick Chiesa versus Neil Magny, the Haitian sensation. Like I said, I'm excited about this one. Neil Magny has been on a tear since coming back. He lost to Ponzinibbio. It came back off a suspension, rattled off 3 fast wins, and has looked really good in 2020. My biggest problem with Michael Jeska is his inactivity. He fought once last year. He fought once, I believe, in 2019, and I want to say he fought once or twice in 2018 where Neil Magny, outside of taking a suspension, I believe, 1 year off, has stayed active all of 2020, no matter what has gone down. He had his first fight against Li Jingliang in Jacksonville. He fought at the Apex Center. He's also fought at Fight Island. He has stayed really busy during this pandemic, and I feel like that him having the more time in the cage recently is going to be the biggest advantage for him.
Oh yeah, most definitely. He definitely has been the more active fighter. I know Chiesa had some injury. I think he had a hip surgery, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I want to say something with his hand, maybe.
Yeah, so like I said, he only fought one
And those
time.
hips don't lie.
They don't. And and like you said, he fought once last year. Magny fought 3 times last year, so he's been more active
Successful.
successfully too at that. Chiesa since 170, he has looked good. He's beaten likes of Carlos Condit, Sanchez, and
That
he beat
Diego
RDA.
Sanchez like one-handed Kimura was nasty.
Yeah, and then he beat, and his most recent was against Rafael dos Anjos, who moved back down to lightweight.
He looked
So
really good in that fight against Dos Anjos. It really showed that he has built his body into this welterweight physique. He's 6'1". He's not a huge guy for this division. Magny's 6'3", 170 pounds. Guy has 80-inch reach. So a 5-inch reach advantage for Neil Magny. I feel like Chiesa has the advantage on the ground. If he stays standing, though, I feel like Neil Magny's going to knock him out.
oh, and Magny, no, Magny's no slouch on the ground too. He's a great wrestler. That elevation camp in Colorado.
Yes, those
You
dudes do
know,
not play.
like Justin Gagey, Sanhagen, Blades, Overeem. So those guys are very well rounded. But to your point, it's definitely, I feel like it's gonna be it's gonna be grappling based. On the
Mhm.
ground, definitely Chiesa has the submission. He's submission threats and all that stuff. If it stays standing, of course, Magny with that long reach and that range is going to be a long night.
Oh, for sure. For you, who wins this fight and
For me, it
how?
was who wins this fight, because this is a pivotal 170, because
Yes.
both men
The
who
winner really can catapult himself into a title contention.
yep, in the top five contenders. So
That would
I've
be
been
4 wins in a row for Neil Magny in the welterweight division.
I would have to say, if it came down to it, I feel Michael Chiesa via submission.
See, I gotta stick with Magny on this one. I feel like the activity in 2020 is going to play the biggest difference in this. I feel like he is going to go in there and just overwhelm Michael Chiesa.
Hmm.
If he's able to do what I think he's able to do, I believe he deserves a top 5 matchup.
Oh, without a doubt, no questions asked. He definitely will. The resume he has put on, the guys he's beaten, hands down, and he dominates Chiesa in a way, and even vice versa for Chiesa as well too. Whoever wins this deserves. Going like, hey, give me someone in that top five.
Yeah, Sieska 8 in the welterweight division, Magny in 9. The guys above him, Damian Maya, Tyrone Woodley, Wonder Boy, Jorge Masvidal, Leon Edwards, Gilbert Burns, Colby Covington, obviously the champion, Kamaru Usman. It's interesting. Either one of these guys, I would love to see him. You could pair him up with a Wonder Boy. I wouldn't even. I would love to see Magny versus Masvidal. I just feel like stylistically, that's a great matchup.
Yeah,
Also, Magny versus, or sorry, um, Luque versus Masvidal.
that would be a barn
I,
burner.
I've personally heard it come out of Vicente Luque's mouth well before we ever knew who Street Jesus was, that he wanted some of Jorge Masvidal. He felt like those two stylistically could put on a great show for the fans.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. That would be a bloodbath,
Hell
to be
yeah,
the say.
100%. 3 fights to look out for on this Wednesday's card.